Hey everybody, welcome to Gumby's Grows. Before I start, I like to say I like to give my thoughts and prayers to all the people in Mexico. There was a 7.4 earthquake like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, and it hit Mexico City. And I have friends, and I believe I have extended family over there, and I was just there on Facebook watching all these videos, and on Twitter, on Instagram, of the buildings collapsing and people stuck under the light poles, and I had to come outside and make a video. I just said I can't watch that. And so my thoughts go out to everybody, my people over there, your people over there, along with the people in Florida from Hurricane Irma. I have friends that moved over there and they lost their greenhouse, all their plants, and they're sending me messages saying, I give up on plants. And it's really hard to be on a phone call with someone and he's talking about swimming in water chest deep, trying to save his plants. And I was like, dude, you should have just got out of the ice cold water and forget about your plants. You could always replace it. But in the back of my head, I was thinking, if that were me, I'd go after a couple of plants as well. So thoughts and prayers go out to all the people. There's just a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. And okay, so I would like to make this video, finally an update video on those epi cuttings that I planted a year ago or so. And I'm gonna be honest, and a lot of those cuttings I don't have anymore. I don't have anymore because I ended up giving them away. Some of them didn't make it. I tossed them. The soil, I just realized that the soil that I've been using, although it works and it's good and it's been working for a long time, compared to how I'm gonna be growing my epis in the future, the soil was still not as great as I would want it to. And another thing is I joined the ESA, that's Epiphyllum Society of America. We meet up at the Los Angeles Arboretum once a month. Great people. It was a good move for me because I'm very passionate about these plants, and now I have the ability to bump elbows with these hybridizers and learn their secrets, learn how they grow them, learn how they pollinate them, sow the seeds, and I'm part of the whole Epiphyllum community. And so far, right away, we got really tight. I made some amazing friends, and I love spending time with them, and I am just learning so much, and I'm gonna pass all of this learns to you. It's crazy. Anyways, I don't have a lot of cuttings from the past videos. The only one that survived, or that I still have around, I didn't want to give it away because it's not doing good, and that's kind of a good thing, because that way you guys know exactly what I did wrong and how this plant probably won't recover. When I got it, it already had the holes. I don't know if you guys remember this one. I don't think so, but I planted it at the same time. It is basically the same soil, but you see these guys right here, these tiny little growths. They're like a year old, and yeah, it has roots and everything. Oh man, I'm messing up. It has roots and everything, but these little straggling things means that the plant is just struggling. It needs so much. It needs more water and it needs more light. Where I put them to root, that's where this has stayed. It has not gone out to flourish and start growing bigger leaves. Like this guy, this is one that I took better care of it because I like this plant. This is supposed to be Ackermanni, a solid red flower. It's a very old plant. It's some kind of Disocactus cross, and I think it's 100 years old, probably more. But this is the small Ackermanni flower. Everybody else's that I've seen for sale online has a really big, it's not big, it's still a medium-sized flower, like a 4-inch flower. But this gave me tiny flowers. So I decided to keep it because it looks like Akkermanni. It's growing like Akkermanni. You know, it's ugly like Akkermanni, but I took a little bit better care of it. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4 cuttings in this medium, and I even took a cutting of another one because it started getting top growth, and I don't really like that. But this is, you know, this is about 6 months of growth, and I really haven't been taking care of it. The only difference is that it's been right here, and it gets, you know, the shade cloth and some water. It got some rain, so it's growing a little bit better. I'm going to repot this in a bigger pot because I could already see roots coming out of the bottom, and it's time for it to get some fresh soil. Let's talk about potting mediums. Before, I would use, oh, check this guy out, man. Check this. Ow. Yeah, you like that? Ooh. This is a Rhipsalis type called Epiphyllum cruciformix. I grew this from 4 little cuttings. The cuttings were like this much, and I've been, after a year ago when I did the other cocodemas and the other videos, I did this guy, and it just pretty much blew up. I lost some of it because I recently rethreaded it. I don't know if I should say repotted it, but I rethreaded it, and now it's this huge monster. And I took it to my first show. Oh, I just broke a piece off. My first show, and I put it in with the Rhipsalises, and I ended up taking second place, which is all right, I guess. I was kind of bummed out because honestly, the thing that beat me, you know, but it's okay. I entered with the novices, and the guy that beat me was like a blue card, which is someone that's been showing cactuses and succulents for years, and he beat me. And another reason why I didn't win is because I didn't clean it up. They had like there's some like dead spots from when I watered it, and it has a little bit of fungus and stuff, but I don't care. It's big and it's beautiful, and I think it looks freaking rad, so I took it. Anyways, I got my ribbon, second place. I also got third place in the same category. I also got second place in paintings, but I really should have won that one. But it's all right. This is my first show. Now I know better. Okay, let's go back to the Epi soils. I was using a mix of Patio Plus mixed with Perlite, like around a 50-50 mix, which does great. But I've noticed that some of my plants, I got like nutritional deficiencies. They'll turn yellow. A lot of the times the roots will rot, and that's because it was just holding up too much water, and they were I wasn't feeding them enough. And I think if you get yellowing leaves, it's a potassium deficiency. You could just give them some Epsom salt, and they'll be okay. So I've been buying plants from different people. Like this is Yellow Tang. This is a plant that everybody and their mama wants. It goes for a lot of money on eBay if you've seen it. But this is soil that the ESA uses, and it is very, very orchid-like, Cattleya-like. It's a mixture of a couple of blends. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say what they use, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys. They use, like, we make like a yard at a time. I guess it's called a yard, right? Like one of those bulldozer scoops. We make that much at a time, and so far we've made like around 8 of those just potting season or repotting season, and we're still making more and using so much. So the recipe is, I'm not sure exactly how it is, but it's like some potting soil. We've been using Kellogg's stuff. So okay, like if I was to make it, I would buy a bag of Kellogg's Patio Plus, of some sort of azalea or shade mix with the high, with the low pH, with the high acidity, you know, like azalea mix. They use redwood bark chips and 2 different kinds of perlite, which is a size number 3 and a size number 4. And the size number 4 is enormous. Like this is size 3. You know, this is really big stuff compared to the stuff. I think I use size 2 or something. This is size 2. This is size 3. You can't even see, yeah, the little one. So, yeah, and there's it's in here too. So it's very airy. It's very loose. Sometimes I find myself when I'm watering the plants, all of the soil medium just moves around, and a lot of the time, since the plants get real top heavy or lopsided, they use 3-wire hangers to hang them. A lot of them fall out and it's time to repot. So, but plants grow really well. So I'm not gonna do that stuff because that's a lot of work. I just wanna do like a 2 or 3 ingredient mix. So I found my happy medium that I've been planting cuttings in, and I haven't lost one cutting since I've started buying all of these named ones. So I guess it's working out for me. Like this is something that I just got, and this is Bonito Oso or Bonito Oso. I forgot who the hybridizer is. It's kind of messed up, whatever. It just needs to be repotted. It needs to be potted down. But again, look at the media they use. It's very airy. It's you know, like it's just very, very airy. This is a plant that I got from Rainbow Gardens. I'm not gonna show you guys how much I paid for it, but this one is, who is this? This is Independence Rock. I think it's a Darrow. Is it Darrow or an Evelyn Cherokee hybrid? I'm not sure, one of them. But I got it from Rainbow Gardens. They have a lot of nice stuff. So anyways, it's this very nice bright yellow. This is the plant's been registered for a couple of years now, but again, very airy, like orchid bark is in there. It's another thing that I notice is there's Osmocote pellets in here, fertilizers that I just smashed one up, and so I wanted to mimic that, but I don't like putting fertilizer in the soil. I like giving them fertilizer. So this is what I ended up making. This is 1 part Patio Plus, 1 part perlite, just like the other stuff, but 1 equal part of Hydroton pellets. You know, Hydroton for it's expanded clay pellets, and it works well. They don't float away like perlite does. They stay where they're at. There's a lot of area. The water drains really quick. It doesn't just also Patio Plus is very excuse me, Patio Plus is very airy as well, big chunks, so it doesn't just fall out to the bottom of the pots. Like I tried using I won Miracle Grow, like huge bags of it at a cactus show, no, the Fern Society show, and I brought them home and I potted some stuff. And I like to use pots with big holes because you know, I want fast draining stuff, and a lot of the soil was just coming out and it was just perlite in the bottom. Whatever. Another thing that I added to this mix is this. This is for hydrangeas and azaleas. It's acidifier. So when I made my first really big batch, per bag of Patio Plus, no, it was half a bag of Patio Plus, like 10 liters of Hydroton, a huge heaping scoop of perlite. I used about half a cup of this stuff, and I tested it. I watered it a couple of times. I left it in one of these little containers. I watered it a couple of times, and After a while, I tested the pH. It went down to 6.8, I believe, and my water is like 7.5 or 7.8. It's really hard. So it worked, you know, and stuff that I've been growing now has been doing very well. Like these are all cuttings that I've collected so far. You know, they don't look good because I have not taken them out of the shady area yet. But there's like Lloyd Pittman, Orangutan, Audrey Starr, Frilling Sprack, which is, I'm gonna try to get more of the smalls. My thing is small flowers. I love small flowers. Moon River, Bayou Bell, Rippo, another Harold Schmidt. Do I have two of them? No. This is Beijing. This is a beautiful flower. This is not, let's talk about this real quick. But let me keep going. Like there's hedgehog, you know, if people know about Eppies, they know about hedgehog. Over the Top, Grand Ovation, Texas Star, and what does this guy say? Madeline. You know, I have pretty good collection going. These are what's growing the fastest for me right now, like this, and they're all well rooted. These guys root well, except for this guy. I don't know what you're doing. You have roots, yeah. This one has scale. Let's talk about scale. I don't know where this cutting came from, but it came with scale. How did it come out? Did you go there?
I was literally taking out the fucking fairy gym right here at the church, and as soon as it's almost out, I almost took it out. There was like, well.
Oh, that's cool.
It's almost out. So as soon as I beat it the second time.
You see, look at.
There
Boom.
it is. Woo! We gotta go. It's the day after tomorrow.
The 21st, huh?
You gotta leave that part in. Boom.
Yeah, that's tight.
Alright, I'm gonna go with the boys.
Alright. Woo! That's tight.
Alright, I'm happy.
Oh! I would like to take a break from Gumby Grows to say that even though today was messed up in the morning, it is freaking awesome. I just got an EX raid pass for MEWTWO. MEWTWO. Rawr. All right. Yes, I still play Pokemon Go, and I travel a lot. I'm a beast at it, and my nephew just came over here to tell me, hey, like, haha, look what I got. And I'm like, I opened my app up and boom, I got it too. Anyways. Well, I don't know what I was saying. So, all of these guys, they're growing really fast. And this is the soil that I adjusted for the pH. It's, this is crazy to me. Like, I shouldn't have this much growth. I usually buy a bunch of cuttings from like the swamp meat ladies, and I lose more than half. I have not lost one cutting since I've been using this soil. So I'm not saying it is the best, but it is working for me, and I am very happy with the results. The results are pretty amazing. So I pulled this guy out because it has something called scale. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's alive actually, and I gotta get to it before it starts spreading all over my other plants. This cutting came from, oh, I don't want to point fingers, but I didn't buy it online. It came from one of the societies. I don't think it came from this. No, it did not come from this one. I have written down where every one of my cuttings comes from, so I know exactly where this guy came from. But it has scale. See all those little white dots, those little things? That's scale, and it's very bad. And there's even one on this leaf right here. Don't know if you guys see somewhere along right there. And this stuff's alive. Yeah, it's alive. So I'm gonna put this guy aside and treat it. Scale's really easy to take care of, and this isn't that bad. All you got to do is get some rubbing alcohol. Some people use like 90%. Some people use just regular rubbing alcohol. In a spray bottle, you just spray it. It dries really fast, and then with the toothbrush or any kind of brush, they just fall off. They just flick off. It dries them out. They die, and you might have to do that over and over again until you use some kind of poison for it, or you might get lucky and kill it all in one shot. It just depends on how resilient and how much the plant has. And the club members use a systemic poison like Bayer, the Bayer Advance that you pour on the roots, and it kind of like goes in there and kills everything that lands on it, which it's pretty, it kills everything that bites it, not that lands on it. And I like using that stuff for a lot of my succulents because it doesn't kill bees. These things, when they're not flowering, bees are not going to land on it. Nothing beneficial is going to land on the guy. So that's that. Oh, this one has scale too. I just got this one, so icky. Like I said, this was yellow tang, and it's very, very beat up. And I don't know if it's going to recover or not. No. It kind of sucks because I paid a lot of money for this guy, but this one looks all right. This has, here's a little, kind of like a little, not a secret, but kind of what these plants do when they're struggling for light, or when they're just struggling to spread themselves. They do what is called a touchdown, and this is a perfect example of a touchdown. This is Beijing, and one of the growers had this leaf coming out of the plant. It touched down into another plant and then grew this guy out of it. This guy's really dehydrated. It's because it's falling out. It's just so awkward and weird. I'm gonna repot this in a minute off camera, but this is a really good plant. This is one of my favorites. I love it. I am eternally grateful. That's a touchdown, and this right here shows you how they start out. This guy, well, this is Jovial. Another nice, I think this is like a nice white pinkish, or is it white yellowish? I don't know, but it's really big, nice flower. I've had this one just laying in the cardboard box. A lot of my cuttings, I just leave them in the cardboard box, and they grow their own roots. See, like, they grow. Look, this was even growing another leaf down there, and this one just grew this, but it has a touchdown spot. So this part will touch down into the soil, grow roots. After it's done growing roots, it'll grow another leaf out. So when I pot this one, if there's another one right here, I'm going to pot it like this, and pretty deep too. So it's going to be like this much under the soil. But I'm going to do that off camera. So there's that. This yellow tang, since there is a joint right here, and this kind of looks all right, like I shouldn't give up on it yet, just because it's a yellow tang. I'm going to bury it this much, and I'll do it right now because I have 2 more yellow tangs that I want to plant. I think it's this one and the one that says yellow tang. And if you don't know what yellow tang looks like, I don't know how to do this, but I'll try to put pictures of the yellow tangs that were at the show, and just so you guys can see. But that's a plant to get. You know which one's another one to get is Kiwi Treasure Box. This one I'm gonna plant probably upside down or bent. Did I bend it? Yes. No, I did not bend it. No, there's roots in the bottom. I'll plant this one right now too. Kiwi Treasure Box. Bomb stuff. And then I even got, what did I get? That's Andromeda. And then I have their brother, Starfish. All right, like yellow tang is one of the most popular ones, but I feel like it's kind of saturated. A lot of people have it. It's really nice flower. And then there's Hedgehog, the one that I have in there. It's the brother of this one. As a matter of fact, I got that cutting the same time I got this dying plant of yellow tang. I knew the plant was gonna die. It was just, I just bought it because it was the only one they had left and nobody else wanted it. So the guy that sold it to me ended up selling me, you know, two pieces, one big piece of yellow tang. I just cut it down in half. And then this one, I just got it at the ESA auction, the member auction. I put a lot of money on this. So this is starfish. I'm gonna plant this sucker right now too. And I just have so many cuttings like in here, and Kiwi Treasure Box, Andromeda, Poison, that's a good one. Iguazu Falls, this one, Iguazu Falls, this one, the ESA's show, like their biggest show. It was a huge, beautiful flower. I'll try to put pictures of this up right now too. And I don't know if I'm gonna do voiceovers with the pictures. No, you know what? I'll just put it up while I'm talking right here. There's nothing for you to see anyways. All right, so this is how I've been potting my plants. A tiny bit, like maybe an inch of soil. And then just grab these guys. I sort of want to plant it upside down. Now I'll just, you know, yellow tang. Yellow tang. And where's the one that I said? That's pretty much it. Plant tag. Remember to write the date. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't write the date. I just put yellow tang and that's it. Boom. Put it somewhere shady and you're good to go. So that's pretty much it, and that's pretty much an update on everything, I guess. Keep growing plants, and I'm sorry I took a couple of months off. A lot of stuff happened. Like there was construction. My neighbors were like redoing their house. It was loud. I tried making some videos. I tried making a video at the ESA show, but I ended up having to do so much stuff since I was part of the club. You know, I couldn't just go and film all this stuff. And I did film some of the flowers, so I might put that in the beginning of this video or towards the end. I don't know. I'll put it in the end. That way you guys have to watch it. And I took down, this is important, I took down my Patreon account. It kind of overwhelmed me, and turns out I shouldn't be putting so much stressors in my life. And it just, so many people, I think my buddy that has another channel told me I did everything really cheap. And I had to like come up with shirts, I had to do all this stuff, and I even had to do a couple of paintings, and people were asking for some crazy stuff. And you know, it kind of made me feel like they were not valuing my time. And I sent most of it out. I sent out a couple plants to, I just did like random drawings on plants and everything, but I took it down. I'll do it again later on, because the money that went for the Patreon, that I got from Patreon, really did help me out. It, you know, I paid for the ESA to get in there, and I even used that money to get into another plant club. I also joined the San Gabriel Succulent and Cactus Society. And, you know, like all that money went to plants and plant trips. You know, I went to Matt's Landscape in San Diego, and I've been going to the other shows at the Huntington. I worked the other shows at the Huntington. And some people say like, oh, Patreon, you don't want to make money and all this stuff. But the thing is that I used it to buy, you know, like plant stuff just so I can make better videos. And another thing is that I'm going to change focus on my plant videos, because um, I started buying like all kinds of plants that I didn't know how to grow and things so I could make content. And after talking to another plant video YouTube person, he told me just do what you like and do it a lot. So forget about all the other plants. I'm just gonna stick with epiphytes and succulents and some cactuses or some succulents. I don't know. So I'm gonna change direction. I'm not gonna be growing a lot of other stuff. I do grow other plants. I do grow Amorphophallus bulbs, and I have recently obtained a lot of carnivorous plants, but I'm not gonna be focusing on those things that much. Maybe a little bit here and there, but not as much as these guys. These guys are gonna be my main focus, and that's what I'm gonna be driving most of my channel for. Even if it's to rant a little bit about them or talk about some other dumb stuff, I'm gonna try to keep it really easy for me to do, and that way I don't get stressed out and get overwhelmed and anxiety because I have to make something for the people. And you know, I really have to focus on me more than the channel. You know, it was very overwhelming, and I just had to cut all that stuff down. So enjoy some of the footage and the pictures from the ESA show. I think that's it, you know. So subscribe, give me a thumbs up, comment, and I've still been replying to all the comments and questions you guys been giving me. A lot of really good advice too. A lot of you people know your stuff. So another quick update. I also stopped making videos. I don't know if I made I said it before, but the city came and told me to take off my shade cloth from here, and it really bummed me out because I lost. Thanks you guys for your patience, and enjoy the videos of the flowers. See you next time. Pretty cool. Well, it looks like people are not done. All right, so here we are. This is the beginnings of I believe the 48th annual Epiphyllum show and sale. I still don't understand a lot of it, but all of these are the actual flowers that are competing. I'm just gonna walk you through them and speed it up. Oh man, you guys can't pick this up, but this is a monstrous, beautiful plant.
Watch Robert, man.
It's called a dead cat. Look at that. As you can see, they're still putting more flowers on here. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, I like this. Yes, yes, yes. Look at this. That is my style right there. Pretty cool. Oh, a double flower. There are two different categories in this sort of area, which is a single flower and the double flower. Let's see what else is going on.